Hi, welcome to Market Alert for Thursday, the 7th of December 2017. So yesterday in the pound, again, moving lower, still no deal done, all speculation, and you can see there the market becoming sideways as we went into the afternoon and remaining that way. It's fairly quiet in the pound at the moment, and also, of course, on the back of all of this, we've got the non-farm payroll figures out tomorrow, which is what I warned of yesterday, that the market could be fairly quiet as it waits for these figures. A lot hinges on this. We've got the live FOMC meeting as well to see if interest rates are going to be dropped by another increased by another 1/4%. Next week, I think that is. Yeah, it will be next week, yeah, next Wednesday. So we could see a bit of quiet trading in the run-up to that next week. So you can see there the market pulling back at the moment, still above the moving average, but yeah, certainly lower highs for the last few days there. In the Dow, well, quiet as well, because again, yesterday, as I warned, the market waiting for the non-farm payroll figures, and then of course next week as well, same story. Market tried to move higher, big bar on the first one there, 50 points, and then was hit by selling and back down 50 points, then back up 30 odd points, and then back down, and that was more or less the same picture all the way through. It was just up, down, down, up, down, up, resistance here, and then back down. You know, you get that at major, or just prior to major news items, as you will know after all this time. And the Dow also showing a bit of selling there. However, if you look at this bar here, you can see that it's narrower in range than the previous selling bar. And this means that there must be some buying around, so you can see that the buying is coming into the market there as well. Let's just get rid of that. And finally, if we have a look at, actually before we do any of that, jumping the gun a bit here, let's go back to the Dow. Let's have a look at the news for today. We've got Super Mario out later today. He's out at 4 PM, nothing really before that, everything's done and dusted. Halifax house price is out as well. But 4 PM, Super Mario's going to be out having a chat with the world about, no doubt, Bitcoin. And speaking of which, has made another all-time high on the overnight. You can see there that we've got 14,199, and this took place on the Korean market, apparently, as you see there, and he also fears that there's a serious pathological phenomena, is how he's talking about it. Well, it's certainly a phenomena, there's no doubts about that. I don't know about pathological, I thought that was just something that central bankers had, but there you go. Well, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. The futures launches on 11 PM GMT on Sunday night. Let's see how the market reacts overnight on the Monday. It is incredibly volatile at the moment, and it's an interesting sideshow on what's actually going on in the markets, and how this is going to pan out, nobody knows at the moment. I don't know if the governments can ban it. I know they can certainly bring in regulation and everything else. But without a doubt, it's making waves, and that's probably a greed factor. I mean, let's not beat about the bush with this. I mean, there's going to be an element of people wanting a slice of the action. There's no doubts about that. And then, of course, unfortunately, with something that's new, it also comes with these sorts of problems, where the largest crypto mining exchange confirms it was hacked and $62 million in Bitcoin stolen. And as it says there, unfortunately, there's been a security breach involving NiceHash website or payment system was compromised, and the contents of the NiceHash Bitcoin wallet has been stolen. So that is a situation and an issue, and if you are involved in any of these things, I do own some Bitcoin, you don't want to keep it on an exchange because of these sort of issues of it being hacked. It was hacked in 2013, and if you, like I say, if you want to own it, you want to make sure that you're outside of the system, as it were, and that means don't hold your bitcoins on, or any cryptocurrencies, on any exchange for this very reason. And finally, let's have a look at the implied volatility. The implied volatility, an interesting picture here, down to 1045 from 1109 from Tuesday, and the reason for that is quite simple. We saw the buying pressure coming into the market. It's taken a bit of pressure off, and again we've got the non-farm payroll figures and the FOMC next week. So I'd expect the markets to remain sort of sideways, depending, of course, you might get a bit of a surge to the upside with the non-farm payroll figures if they come out better than forecast, but we'll look at those tomorrow. Right, that'll do for this one, and let's keep an eye on the exciting time ahead with how the government's using the CME and CBOT are trying to dampen the rise of Bitcoin. I think it's going to fail miserably, personally, because how do you legislate and trade a market when it switches off and the rest of the market outside of the market, because that's what Bitcoin is, the decentralized Bitcoin, trades overnight 7 days a week. So it's going to be a fight, that's a certain fact. If they try and slam it down on the futures, no doubt it will bounce back outside of the normal hours. So that's probably the next test for the governments, to see how the market reacts. Alternatively, of course, it could exacerbate it because they want a piece of the action. Who knows, but certainly interesting times, to say the least. Right, that'll do it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.